I can't state this more firmly. The policy is Iran will not get a nuclear weapon.
Now, that was Secretary of State John Kerry this past week, forcefully stating the Obama administration's stance on Iran. As you heard, no nuclear bomb. But you know, some are worrying that the potential upcoming nuclear deal could still leave that possibility, that Iran could race to a bomb when it wants. That would be all too real. Well, on Tuesday, when he addresses Congress, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is expected to issue that very warning that the world has to do more to stop Iran. Will his plea work? Joining us from Los Angeles is علیرضا Ja'farzadeh of the leading Iranian resistance group, the National Council of Resistance of Iran, which this week revealed what it says is a secret underground nuclear site that Iran has hidden. Alireza, you know, your group had this evidence, satellite photos and such, that some critics say is faked. What did you find, and why do you think that was important?
Well, I think the one way to prove either way is to get the IAEA to go and inspect the site. The reason that site was significant in Labizan, known as Labizan 3 in northeast of Tehran, is that because it's an underground facility run by the Defense Ministry. There are 4 hallways, and they are doing uranium enrichment and research and development. And there are a number of major organizations and entities and individuals within the Iranian regime which we named that were involved in this activity. These are the same individuals that were involved in the operations in Kala Electric, in Natanz, in Fardo. These are known enrichment sites.
Do you fear that there are other type of... I'm sorry to interrupt you, but do you fear that this is an example of an infrastructure that you say Iran has hidden from the world powers?
Absolutely. This is definitely, we've been working on it for 5 years, compiling information from some 200 different sources, and we were confident that this underground facility known as Labizan 3 is involved in research and development in a secret way. This is a clear violation of the joint plan of agreement. So I think the best way to do is to, instead of saying that this is not true and this is fake and all of that, Tehran can prove us wrong by accepting the IAEA to go inspect the site, and they need to do it immediately.
Well, they haven't sorry for interrupting, but they haven't even let UN weapons inspectors inspect Parchin, the military site. I mean, Tehran, a lot of people don't know this, Tehran has put off limits various sites in Iran that they say has nothing to do with the nuclear program.
Well, that's a good point you raised, Eric, because this is a serious concern of Congress. When Secretary Kerry, you should just show Secretary Kerry before the House Foreign Affairs Committee earlier this week, the members of Congress were so concerned about this new site. The 4 members of Congress, including the committee chair, raised it, asking the Secretary of State what is it that the U.S. government is doing to clarify this. You mentioned Parchin. There are 2 other major sites that have been off limits, and these are the places that the IAEA believes, not just us, that Iran is engaged in what they call possible military dimensions. And this is a serious aspect of the nuclear program of Iran, because in that same hearing, Secretary Kerry said that there are 4 pathways for Iran to get the bomb. 2 of them are through uranium enrichment in Natanz and Fardo. 1 is through plutonium. And the 4th way, he said, is through covert operations. And he said this is the most difficult to detect. So how do you detect the covert activities of the Iranian regime, a regime that has a history of 30 years of hiding everything? Every place that the IAEA is now going and inspecting, we expose them, or the IAEA found out through third sources, and none of them were declared by Iran. Are we counting on Iran?
Well, we were just looking at the satellite photos of that latest site. But, there are others who say, look, if you don't have the talks, they can just do whatever they want. They could race to a bomb, and those are those concerns. Here's what was in the New York Times, quoting a senior administration official just today, quote, "Senior administration officials contend that even an imperfect agreement that kept Iran's nuclear efforts frozen for an extended period was preferable to a breakdown in talks that could allow the leadership in Tehran unfettered ability to produce enriched uranium and plutonium. The alternative to not having a deal is losing inspections," said one official, "and an Iran ever closer to having the fissile material to manufacture a weapon." So, Alireza, what do you fear could happen with an agreement, what do you fear can happen if they don't have an agreement?
Well, I tell you, this whole agreement is about giving the administration or the world 1 year of breakout time. In my view, I think that means like that's another pseudonym for allowing Iran to really build a bomb. What are you going to do with the 1 year of breakaway? No one knows what to do. Why do you want to give the Iranian regime the ability to enrich when you know their agenda since day one? This whole enrichment program has been about building the bomb, and they are not responding already to a long list of unanswered questions by the IAEA about the possible military dimensions. So I think the alternative really is to ratchet up pressure on the Iranian regime. Congress can play a major role in a bipartisan way to impose sanctions. Remember, this is a regime that only understands the language of firmness and decisiveness. It was Congress's sanctions that brought Iran to the negotiating table, and it will take a stepped-up measure on the part of Congress. Honestly speaking, at the end of the day, the ultimate solution lies with the Iranian people to really change the regime, because there is a great desire in the part of the Iranians to get rid of this regime. They don't see the nuclear program having any benefit for them. It only prolongs the rule of the mullahs, who are not suppressing the Iranian population, but they're the biggest source of terrorism and Islamic fundamentalism in the region, and God forbid, if they get the bomb, that's a nightmare. You don't want to get there.
Well, Alireza, you just laid that out. The administration says the president will veto any sanction bill so it doesn't danger those negotiations. And of course, as we all know, Iran has denied that they want a nuclear bomb. Alireza Ja'farzadeh of the National Council of Resistance of Iran, thank you for your insight today.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.